We're going to be doing Loomian Legacy versus Doodle World 4 months after the release of Doodle World. That way the game got some time to like stagnate out and we can compare data with each other. I'm going to be doing for Loomian Legacy here, I'm going to be doing a mix of just the 4 month period and like the entire all time here. So I will take a look at all that data. But I'm going to hop over to Doodle World. We're going to see all time record here being current players. And what I tend to notice here is the fact that Doodle World doesn't regain its previous players. It loses players every update. And what I mean is, you can see every update there's a spike of players because there's a new update. But he doesn't retain the same amount of active players. Like there's active players about 5,000 here. Update hits, boom, he drops to like 3,000. Next update hits, he hits 10,000, and then boom, 3,000, dropping 2,000. Update hits 4,000. He's not regaining he's losing players per update, which is not sustainable. Obviously, he gained some players here. He gained about 1,500 players this update, and it's maintained around this mark here. So it seems like it stagnates around 3,000 players. But for a while there, and even now, kind of, you can kind of see he's losing players per update, which it makes some kind of sense because when you're not making a huge major update, like Atlantean City was a huge update for Loomian Legacy, like lore-wise, it makes sense that you lose players. But at the same time, with a game like Doodle World, a game like Loomian Legacy, you can easily hop in as a new player and be caught up and basically have any like it head start anyone else would had negated instantly. So at any time, players can start and join and play, especially because Doodle World and Loomian Legacy already have thousands of players. Checking new visits here. These are basically just like people who've never played the game before. Yeah, new player visits. So you can see here spikes at the updates, which makes sense. But it stays about like here is pretty big in April, like when it first started, because that's when the players were all playing for the first time. But other than that, like it's been getting this a steady amount of new players, but losing players update. If I look at Lumion Legacy, you can see it's kind of the same, except whatever happened here with 3 million in a day. I think that might have been a bug on Roblox's end or something. But if you're looking at Loomian Legacy here, you can see that they don't really lose their players per update. So if you look in 2020, which I think is as far back as this goes, so you get your big spike here, drops down to about 1,000, 2,000 players. Update stagnates about 2,000. So we gained about like a couple hundred players. Updates, boom, about 4,000. And then there's a bunch of spikes here. I don't know if that was for events or updates or what. But stagnates are around 4,000 or around about down to like 1,000, so lost players there. But then you gain players in the next update. The next update period right here, where my cursor is here, that gained like a solid 1,500 players. Next update, where this is like 2.5 to like 3, is that like 3, kind of dips down to like like low 3s, high 2s, shoots up, is at least retaining the players. And if you look here, like gaining players per update, and then here, big drop because this is like the huge, like almost no update in forever. And then boom, spike up. Now let me go ahead and pull this up till April, which is when Doodle World was released. And you can see here. Now, like I said, granted, this came with like 8, 9 months of no update. Or no, I think it's even like years of no update. You can see Loomian Legacy gains players per update compared to Doodle World, where they lose players per update. Another thing I want to look at though, which I'm not going to go into too much detail, is the like percentage. Loomian Legacy has been going down towards Doodle World has been going up. Like percentage doesn't really matter, but one theory in why Doodle Worlds has been doing so much better recently than Loomian Legacy is because Loomian Legacy has so much drama around it, with like the developers revealing that they haven't been developing Atlantean City until like the last like 4 months. Um, so that probably didn't help. Now, if you look here at Doodle World and Loomian Legacy, they actually have very similar play counts or play time. About 20 minutes maybe 25 minutes, 20, 25 minutes. Yeah, it's about the average play time. And that's even during updates. Like, remember, there's big Doodle World updates coming out in these 4 months here, and the average play time stays about the same. If you look for Loomian Legacy, don't be fooled by the chart. It's just I don't know why this one goes up to 40 here and this one goes up to 20 here. But it's still about 20, 25 minutes. People are playing the same amount, or people are spending the same amount of time on Loomian Legacy and Doodle World, which is weird to me because you can't really do much in 20 minutes on like Loomian Legacy or Doodle World if you're like making a team or something. Um, so maybe it's just like casual players going around trying to trade and stuff. Another thing I wanted to look at though too was their game passes. Compare them and see how they've been doing. So if you look here, you can see that Doodle Worlds is quite a bit more than Loomian Legacies. Loomian Legacies are about $5 a piece. So about 400 Robux, $5. You can see 450, that one's kind of stupid. It should be dropped to 400. But everything here besides roaming charm is $5. But with Doodle World, you have to pay $10 for half the stuff. You need to pay 10, you need to pay 15 for the misprint trinket, which should be 800 in my opinion. Um, so Doodle World is much more expensive. But what I want to see here is, okay, it does not show the sales. Let me see if I can. Let me see if I can pull up the. I have Doodle World somewhere. Let's see if I can pull up the sales data here. Ah, they don't have that data available anymore. Darn, I remember you used to be able to check the. There was like a plugin where you can see how much money a developer made on a Game Pass. But I don't know if Roblox removed that. Let me check the .me real quick, because I knew .me had at least that data out in the open a while ago. Store. No, it doesn't show you how much sold. Maybe it was my plugin I had at the time, because I have a different plugin now. Uh, darn, that, I was going to compare them. But you can see that Lumen Legacy is definitely, or Doodle World is definitely a bit more, costs a bit more to get the game passes. There's not really much else I can compare. As you can see here, average play time, Lumen Legacy has about 3 more minutes, so they're around the same. The like to dislike ratio is around the same of 93. Look over here, it's about 93. So they're all very close. It's just Loomian Legacy seems to be at least retaining its players per update, where Doodle World loses them. I think it'd be interesting to see what Wish could do to gain players per update, whether it's promote his updates more, because I think that's a big issue of Dream, or not Dream, Wish, is he doesn't update, or he doesn't really post his updates. He needs to rely a bit more on the YouTubers, like maybe reach out to like Lucky HD, Armenti, like the big cheese of the LumiTube community, and be like, look, um, can you cover this update? Maybe I'll give you like a code or something. Or I mean, I know it seems kind of unfair for YouTubers to get like free roles, but maybe he can be like, look, can you make a video on Doodle World? I'll give you like, I don't know, 20 rolls, like a special coupon for like 20 roulette rolls. I don't know if that would break. I don't know if that would break like a Roblox terms of service, but Wish needs to do something to revitalize Doodle World, and content creators is the way. Speaking of roulette, I do plan on making my roulette videos again. It's just I bought a 3070 and I don't want to pull all my money out of savings, so I've got to pinch pennies. But there will be more roulettes coming soon. Let me know what kind of, like, what Doodle World features do you want to see in Lumion Legacy? What Lumion Legacy features do you want to see in Doodle World? Very rambly video, no script, just looking through data, nice and peacefully. Uh, that's about it. Peace.